Hi guys, I hope that you're having an amazing day. And today I am just going to demonstrate my very first time pressure washing my driveway. This here is the PowRyte Electric Power Washer, which, honey, this right here did everything I needed and more. But it was an easy setup. Probably took me about 15 minutes or so to set everything up. You have your on-off switch. You have your connector for your water hose. That's the sprayer pipe and these actual sprayer there with the attachment, the nozzle attachments. And yeah, so that's it. So right here, you are going to see me. I'm attaching the water hose to the spout so that we can get some water. If we don't have no water, we cannot do anything, right? So, but y'all, this was so easy. I really loved this doing the power washing. It was actually enjoyable for me. So just check it out here. Setting up was pretty good. Now I did find, like I said, this is my very first time doing this. So I did learn you have to turn, or for me, I had to turn my water all the way on, completely all the way up to get the max pressure that I was looking for. So now here we are. We're going to just take, ask me why I turned that water on before I connected the hose to the machine. That was dumb. But anyway, so yeah, so we're going to take this hose now and we are going to connect it to the front of the machine. I'm sorry guys, to the back of the machine is where you connect it. I'm so sorry. To the back is where you connect the actual water hose. And you just twist it. Now, please pay attention, honey, because the first time I did this, you know, in my mind it's lefty loose, right tight. And, you know, but that caused me an issue at the when I was disconnected. And if you did not catch that, one thing I do not like about this machine that I think it needs to have an upgrade is the actual handle attachment to the machine itself. It's just a push on and lock mechanism, but I think it should have an actual screw attachment as well to kind of ensure that when you are picking this thing up and moving it around, that it does not detaches itself. But other than that, everything else was great for a homeowner with projects like not a huge project, maybe not a huge house, but this did the job. And if you do have a huge home, maybe that'll work too, if you buy extenders and other attachments to put on it. But when I tell you this was easy peasy. And yeah, so you just take your spray attachment and click that thing in there and twist, and it is locked and ready to go. And then, yep, so you have your 4 different nozzle options here, which will give you different types of water output. And whichever one that might suit you best, you know, you have one that's going to give you a more streamlined, probably for like, I guess something that's a little bit more hard or crusty to get off. And then you have something more that gives you a wider range of spray that's not as harsh. And this one I think was kind of like a medium tip that gave me enough pressure to clean what I needed to clean. And I am just showing you all what I am working with, what I'm starting with. It was dirty. I have not cleaned this driveway cleaned since I've moved in, and yeah, that was about 2 or 3 years ago now. So here we are. Look, first blast, boom. Do you see that? First blast. Look at that. For anyone who has never done pressure washing before, like myself, when I did do some testing on my patio in the back of the home, just to play with it before I started, so I can kind of get a feel of what I was doing. And you know, for me, I learned that I needed to get closer to the concrete or cement in order to actually get the dirt to move. So you cannot stand, you know, too far back. You need to have a close range in order to knock that dirt off. Look at that, guys. Just look. And just for the nozzle alone, I think it did a pretty fast job of removing the dirt. Like I said, I've never done this before. So I don't know if that's just a normal time. Now this thing should go up to, it says 3000 PSI. It is not your commercial washer, but I think it did fairly well. Again, I think it really did pretty good. I have never touched a commercial washer or a gas one that runs with gas. I've never done that, so I'm sure those are much more powerful than what this electric wand can do. But like I said, for a homeowner like myself who just needed to clean off, I don't have any huge major things that I'm cleaning, this is perfect. Let me just also pop in real quick, guys, and mention this again. I know I've said this 10 times already, but this is my very first time ever doing pressure washing. And someone that's very close to me, when I was asking for advice on what to do if I needed chemicals versus no chemicals in order to pressure wash, I was told that I had to have a chemical in order to pressure wash. That was the only way to pressure wash. And y'all, I found out that is not true. That is completely not true. You only need chemicals for certain jobs. And yes, I know that some people are like, oh, you need to have bleach, and some are against bleach, and yada yada. The conversation probably can go on and on for those who are very passionate about pressure washing. However, I did find through my research that when you are washing off concrete, or let's say stone, or concrete, or not concrete, not pavement, I'm sorry, but concrete or pavement or asphalt, that type of material usually does not require any chemical. You can just straight up water that thing and you are good to go. Now, when you're talking about maybe some brick and some stones, depending on how much, depending on the type of stone that you are pressure washing, may require some chemicals to break that stuff down so you are not destroying your stuff. When it comes to pressure washing the brick on a house, You may not need any chemicals. Water alone can probably do the job. Now, maybe a little bleach may help from what I have understood, but maybe it may not be necessary. I would also probably say again, do your research, but and look into it if you have to. And I know somebody's going to have something to say about this topic with me, and I am not here to argue with you. I just read what I read and I learned what I learned, and I'm just going to apply it if I apply it that way. Now, if I go in to do something and it does not clean the way that I am wanting it to clean, then yeah, maybe I will look into getting some type of chemical. But then again, and then let me also say this, for something like this, if I were to put a chemical on my driveway, guess what I'm doing as well? I'm also spraying that stuff into the lawn, which may kill the freaking lawn. So I don't want to do that. And it was not necessary for this job. This probably altogether for the entire driveway, which you see, it's not that I don't really have a large driveway in my walkway. It probably took me about, I would say maybe 3 hours total, and that is mostly because I'm using a spray nozzle. You can do a surface cleaner, which I'm going to try to insert a picture of that if you have no idea what that is, because I did not know what that was when I started. Oh, look here we go. Look how great this is. Look at there. So that was let me also tell y'all this, let me go back. I'm sorry, this was me pretty much like 80% done with the job. As you see, the car has moved. I had to make a run to the store. I did not have an extension cord that will allow me to bring out the pressure washer far enough so I can continue cleaning the driveway, which I cannot wait to show you guys the finished product, the finished product, like I was making something. No, the finished the finished cleaning. It came out so great. This was a beautiful day, but there was something in the end, guys. I had to rush and get finished because the clouds were coming. They were rolling in, and it decided it wanted to rain just a little bit towards the end of it. But this overall, like I said, this was quick and easy. It took me about 2-3 hours 3 hours, give or take a little bit, maybe 3.5, simply because I have that single little nozzle trying to do the job. But if you do have what's called a surface cleaner, that more than likely will get that job probably done in half the time. So yeah, it's probably worth the investment. I will probably get me one just to see how it goes. Now, with the surface cleaner, I also learned that if you have a surface cleaner, if you do not use it properly, that you can end up with lines that may appear. So let me also mention, when my strategy of going with this method of the pressure washing with the tip, that tip, my mind was to stroke as if I was painting a wall. So now when I'm painting a wall, I paint, and then on the next section I go over the previous section a little bit so that it will not have a line in it, and you can see that, right? So that was the same thing, the same way I decided to use this pressure washer. Now, I think it makes a difference. I don't know. I didn't try without it because I don't like lines, and I don't like to see the lines. Now, across the street, someone did get their driveway pressure washed, and I can see the lines, and I do not like that. I want to have it seamless, and it looks very good. But that is so satisfying to me. Just look at how the dirt disappears. Another thing, I want to give a tip for anyone who has not done this before, is to rinse off the dirt. Now, to me, that was just common sense, but not everybody probably has the mindset to go back and rinse everything off. And I did this in sections. So as I cleaned, I would rinse. As I would kind of stand back and rinse that dirty stuff off, and then I would continue doing the work. And then once I got done with another huge section, I would rinse that off. And then at the end of it all, I rinsed off the entire driveway that way, that I, just so to remove any of that dirt particles that could just be, that just was laying there from the initial blasting. But yeah, I am going to shut up and let you all just watch the rest of this cleaning. We made it, fam. I am dirty, but we made it. It's starting to rain just in time. All right. Ooh, Mocha. Now it's time to go take a bath. Now, if you guys remember, look at this. This is such a fantastic job. Look how great that did. I'm hoping that, come back. Hoping that this all is able to be seen very great. But this came out very good. I would give that power washer a fantastic review. It has done the job, at least for now. We'll see what happens in the next one. I just want you guys to see. Remember what this looked like yesterday? It was awful. Can you remember what it looks like? It was awful, but look how clean it is. Look how great it looks. This is the new Bronze Beauty. But yeah, this is it. So welcome, and we'll see you guys later.